My Uncle Zach told a story about a sailor found sleeping in his car at Bethesda. When asked why, his wife was in the hospital receiving treatment and he could not afford a hotel room. When Zach heard about this, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't understand why somebody who had given so much to this nation was forced to sleep in his car at such a stressful time. And that was the birth of Fisher House.
Renowned real estate developers Fisher Brothers have been influential on the New York City skyline, just as they've been influential on the military and their families. A family business with strong bonds passed down over generations, it should come as no surprise that the Fisher House Foundation puts family first.
Being a caretaker for someone who's going through whatever health issues they are, you're not worried about paying for where you're living or getting a bill under your door. Like that day-to-day stuff, it takes a lot of that off your plate so you can focus on the person that you're there for.
Led by Chairman and CEO Ken Fisher, the not-for-profit Fisher House constructs comfort homes for families of hospitalized military personnel and veterans at no cost to them. This allows them to focus on what really matters, being with their loved ones in their greatest time of need.
I've seen a lot of charities do a lot of different things for military. Only really the Fisher House has that focus on the entire family as a unit. We were all able to just be together, sleep in the same bedroom. I was co-located with the hospital with the therapy that I had to do. It was like I had a 9-to-5 job. I could go down, do therapy, come home in the evenings, not to a hotel.
Living there for a year was home away from home. I was never alone. I could always talk to somebody that, you know, you're surrounded by love.
Fisher House has built over 60 houses on the grounds of military hospitals and VA medical centers, serving more than 27,000 military families each year. These facilities ease the financial burdens of travel and lodging for so many families that have so many other things to focus on. Fisher House, under Ken's leadership, is a constant, reassuring presence in the lives of these service members, veterans, and their families.
It makes families in these houses one big family. Whether it's today's military or for the veterans, you all become one big family within the house. What that does is it makes better caregivers. If they help each other through the bad days, they share the joy of the good days, and there's no price tag that can be put on that.
Following in his father Arnold's footsteps, Ken Fisher is tirelessly carrying on his family's legacy of unwavering support for the military and veterans community. Whether through his work with wounded veterans in the Invictus Games, which brings in world leaders to honor the spirit of those who gave so much.
I want to thank Ken Fisher and his family for their tireless commitment over many years to our military community.
Iraq and Afghanistan veterans as a member of IAVA's board, or preserving our military history with the Intrepid Museum. Ken is relentless in fighting for our warriors. For his constant support for those who serve and their loved ones, we proudly honor Ken Fisher with the 2016 IAVA Civilian Leadership Award. IAVA Civilian Leadership Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present the 2016 IAVA Civilian Leadership Award to the great Mr. Ken Fisher. Well done. Make sure I get...
Wow. Thank you, really, for that amazing introduction. I must tell you what an honor it is every time I get to share a podium with David Petraeus. I can't tell you any more honestly what this man has meant to me, his wife Holly. He's truly my hero. And I know I speak for everyone in this room when I tell you that this is a man to be respected and admired. And General, thank you very much for presenting this award. Oh, and Rykoff, that force of nature. With his leadership and his commitment to his fellow veterans, Paul, you truly embody the warrior ethos, and your tireless work on behalf of all veterans' issues makes such a difference in their lives. God bless you, Paul. Yep, we had another busy year. We continue to make that small difference in the lives of our military, our veterans, and their families. There are 71 houses in operation today, with 3 more being with groundbreaking occurring by the end of the year. And we just met with Secretary McDonald, and he just gave us a list for 14 more houses around the country. So our mission will continue in earnest, and we may be coming to a place near you. This year, thank you. This year, we hit a few milestones. We've now offered a total of 7 million nights of lodging, and we've saved America's families $320 million in out-of-pocket lodging and travel expenses. $30,000 families per year now benefit from our program, and on any given night, I sleep very well, knowing that almost 1,000 families will themselves go to sleep in a Fisher House bedroom. But thank you. But those are just numbers, because it's what happens inside the houses that becomes the brick and mortar that turns these houses into homes. A support system forms amongst the families, and this is where the emotional healing starts for them. They rely on each other. They support each other. They become the shoulders that each other lean on. They share, as you saw in the video, they share those joys of the good days, and they do share the sorrow of the bad, because not every story has a happy ending for these families. Our Hero Miles program continues to move families back and forth, because life doesn't come to a grinding halt when a military family or a veteran's family has a loved one in the hospital. At present, 65,000 tickets have been purchased through donated frequent flyer miles to the Hero Miles program, and we thank you, the American people, for being so generous to us. And of course, the Intrepid Museum. Now drawing 1 million visitors a year, and my co-chairman, Bruce Mosler, is seated here somewhere. I can't see him from up here. I'm so proud of what the Intrepid has accomplished through our after-school programs aimed at public school children, and through our STEM programs that are so badly needed in this country. And of course, we brought the Invictus Games to Orlando back in May. By the way, the Invictus Games were the product of our Warrior Games. I just wanted to make that clear. Not only did we honor the recovery of 500 competitors from 14 different nations, but the Games honored their families' role in their recovery. My honorary chairman, President George W. Bush, and the Bush Institute conducted a symposium that focused on the unseen wounds of war, post-traumatic stress, and traumatic brain injury, which are so prevalent amongst our returning soldiers. What I hope to accomplish was to demonstrate to those at home who suffer in silence what was possible, using the power of sport to empower individual effort, rebuild spirit, and restore self-esteem. But I have to tell you this. The one thing I learned is when you're in a room with Prince Harry, who, by the way, is a two-time combat veteran himself, you don't exist. So my wife gave me a T-shirt that said, "I brought the Invictus Games to America, and all I got was this T-shirt." I was so proud of what the Games had accomplished because Fisher House sees these families so early in their process, when their lives have been flipped upside down. What gave me the most joy about leading the effort to bring the Invictus Games to the United States was all I saw were smiles. And that is worth every gold medal that we awarded at those Games. A recurring theme over the last year and a half that we call the election cycle. We heard a great deal about issues surrounding our military and our veterans. It is my sincere hope that this just wasn't more campaign rhetoric, more of the same, more promises that have been made that turned out to be empty promises, that real and sustainable change occurs for our veterans in this country. Yes, the news that has once dominated the front pages have now slipped to the back. But make no mistake, our veterans and their families not only need our support, they've earned our support. There will always be unmet needs. What we don't need are any more people pointing out those problems. What we need are people to be part of the solution. At Fisher House, we look for ways to help. From building a house at Dover when we learned that there was no place for a family to go after doing the unthinkable, repatriating a loved one's remains, to covering the government during the shutdown when death benefits slipped through the cracks. We prefer to be part of the solution, and I pray that everyone in this room feels the same way. I've said it so many times, but it's never more relevant than on the day before Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, which is something our Vietnam veterans and our Korean War veterans never heard. Or welcome home, something else they never heard. These words are nice, but it is not enough anymore. America's finest days are ahead of them because of men and women who wear this nation's uniform, and I will tell you that it is time, and I mean it's time, for veterans to finally get what they deserve the most, a system that cares for them and a nation that honors them. Thank you, IAVA. Thank you for this wonderful award. May God bless our veterans. May God bless those in harm's way. And may God bless this, the greatest nation on earth. Thank you. Where's Hulk Hogan? Get up here and help me with this.